Hey everybody, welcome back to Fit Bitch Dani. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment on today's video once we have some information in our brains. So today I am going to be doing Dani Lifts. It's another series in my YouTube. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but it's fine. So without further ado, today's video is about bulking season. Yeah. And if you don't know what bulking season is, you probably are one of my friends who I asked to watch this video, or maybe you actually don't know what it is and you want to learn a little bit more about it, or maybe you do know what it is and you just want to test my knowledge. So let's get to it, shall we? Why do we bulk? What is bulking season? So I say season because it is a 3-month period of time that bodybuilders or weightlifters use to build their muscle. And a common misconception about bulking season is that you are just putting on weight. Like bears put on weight for the winter, we're putting on weight for the winter, that's what it is. We're gonna eat anything we want, we don't really care what's going on, we don't look at the calories, we don't look at our macros, we just shovel food in our face. And to a point it's true. The one thing that I want people to understand is that we are putting food in our bodies, but we are still going to put healthy and nutrient-dense food in our bodies during bulking season. It's not just to gain an extra 5 pounds. People do go on vacation, and of course bikini season comes in the summer, so that's another reason that we bulk, is that we bulk to slim down in the spring months for the summer, so we can look good and feel good. Some people do it because they're in fitness competitions at any part of the year. It doesn't need to be bulking just in the winter months. Maybe their fitness competition is in the winter, so they're going to be bulking in the fall or in the summertime, just so they can get that lean cut figure. And also with fitness competitions, it's more about your physique. It's not necessarily a strength competition where you're lifting heavy weights. It's more of like this. And if you ever watch The Real Housewives of New Jersey, you know what I'm talking about, because Teresa was in a fitness competition. And she, I think, got 2nd place or something, like something actually really good for like her first time. The number one reason that we should be bulking is to build our muscle. So when we're in the gym, when we're pushing that heavy weight, we are bulking our bodies. We are doing that because we're adding muscle, and then we're also adding more calories to our body so we can push that heavy weight. Obviously, in the springtime, we will be shedding the fat off of our body. We'll only have the muscle that we built up in the winter that will be showing. Of course, there'll be some fat here and there, but reality is we're going to try to shed as much as possible, and we're going to keep some fat on, obviously, so we don't die. To create muscle, you must be in an anabolic state, meaning the body has enough fuel and energy to build and repair tissues, including muscle. And if you're a novice or if you're brand new to doing this, in the beginning, you're going to notice that you will get muscle earlier on than maybe an advanced trainer who already has that muscle built into their body. And it'll be easier for you to build it up because you're brand new at it. Your body is just getting into that anabolic state for its first time. It's reacting in a positive way because you don't really have too much muscle on your body right away because you weren't strength training. So when you're a novice or a beginner, don't be shocked if you do add more muscle quicker and you can't fit into your jeans or you can't fit into that shirt. Don't be afraid about the scale. If you're going to be gaining weight, if you feel like you're getting stronger, you're doing the right thing. Obviously, just doing cardio won't help this, but you have to actually utilize a strength training program. So either going online and finding one, or obviously consulting a personal trainer is probably the biggest thing that you should do. So some questions to ask yourself if you are a beginner at this, or maybe you just haven't thought about this in the past, is why are you bulking in the first place? What is the one reason that you want to, or reasons that you want to? If you want to build muscle, if you want to tone, which is a huge reason, especially women go into the gym and they get a personal trainer, that was my reason in the beginning, is to tone your muscles. It doesn't just come from cardio. It doesn't just come from strength. You also need to feed it, hence bulking. Also, another question that you should be asking yourself is this safe for your lifestyle? Is bulking safe for your lifestyle? Do you have enough room in your diet to eat all of these calories? Do you go to the gym a sufficient amount of time and strength train during the week, every single week consistently? If the answers are no, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you just don't have the time to do it. Maybe you don't have the lifestyle at the moment. Obviously, you should consult a dietitian or a personal trainer for more advice on that. Another question is, how do you begin? Well, after you talk to a personal trainer or a nutritionist, you will be able to talk to them about your calories that you should be expending during the day, which means the calories that you're just burning as you're walking around, as you exercise, as you're sitting at your desk, maybe at work, whatever it is you do for your lifestyle. Then you can look at macros. So macros are very important. Macros are fat, protein, and carbs. And each of them plays a really, really important role while you are bulking. Your macros are going to raise when you're bulking because you're eating more nutrient dense and caloric food, as your calories will. You're going to eat about 500 more calories, 300 to 500 more calories than you necessarily would when you're cutting or you're maintaining your weight, just because you want to add in that extra nutrition to build that muscle. So you can begin by talking to a dietitian to get a meal plan, and you can talk to your personal trainer about getting your strength training program. And usually around 3 to 5 times a week is when you should be strength training and lifting weights. So that's one option for you if you're brand new to bulking. Bulking, you would just think it has to do with food. It doesn't at all. It also has to do with building your muscle, and it has to do with strengthening it so it can grow, as I've said probably 30 times already in this video. My last point too is, if you don't feel like bulking is for you, don't do it. You don't have to. If you are comfortable with your weight, if you're comfortable with the way you look, then don't feel like you have to bulk to shed fat. Do it for you, and do it because you want to, not because somebody's telling you to. It's basically all about getting strength at the end of the day. It's not just to look better. Looking better is just only one reason. But remember that you have to set your small goals for yourself, and think about pushing those PRs and getting those in. Think about hitting 5 more pounds next week when you're doing a bicep crawl. You know, don't just think about 3, 4, 5 months down the road when you just want to look good. The question to ask your trainer or dietitian is it worth it? They'll give you their opinion. They might do it, they might not do it, depending on their lifestyle and their training program. And what do you do to bulk? What are some suggestions that they have for you? And a lot of personal trainers who do bulk will be able to kind of guide you in that path, that right direction. What do we eat? This is obviously very important. So this is another question you can ask your trainer or dietitian. If your diet is going to fit your macros and they lay out a consistent macro plan for you, also you can go online and do your own macros, but I would definitely talk to somebody professional before you do anything to your body. Just make sure you're eating with that allotment every single day. And also eat more than your average calories a day. So for example, if I am bulking and I eat 2,000 calories a day, it's okay if I go over by 100 calories. It's not going to matter. I'm going to be working out anyway. And those extra calories that I eat are going to give me more fuel and more energy for my muscles, and will also help my muscles recover at the end of the day. They're probably going to tell you to still eat healthy, nutrient-dense foods as well. Should you track macros? So a lot of people I know don't really track macros or don't really track their calories when they're bulking. It's really all up to you and how much, how committed you are, and also just how you want to see your progress. A lot of people want to measure their progress, and they can do it. One way to do it is through the app MyFitnessPal, and you can track your macros and your calories there. Really just up to you and your trainer and nutritionist. When can you begin to cut calories? So a lot of people, they start gaining the weight, or they start gaining the muscle, and they see themselves get their clothes tighter or whatever it is. And it can really mess with your mind sometimes. So some people are okay, I started eating all this, when can I begin to start shedding the fat? When can I start seeing my results, my hard work paying off? After 3 months, you're gonna start cutting. So usually if you are bulking in December, January, February, you're going to be cutting or shedding your fat in March, April, May. So probably by the end of April, May, you'll start really to see those results. Usually you have a strength workout, as you see that program get better, as you see yourself pushing more weight, you'll start seeing yourself slim down a little bit too. So how will you know if you've gone too far while you're bulking? We don't really want to add too much weight. We only want to add 0.5 to 1% of our actual body weight on in weight while we're bulking. We don't want to go too crazy, because then of course it's going to take us a little longer to shed that off if your goal is to get stronger and shed your fat. So don't think that this time you can use just to eat pizza every single day. It's just like any other time that you're going to be maintaining your calories or cutting. But just amp up the calories and amp up the macros, and make sure you're eating really nutrient dense meals. Of course, all of us want to have like pizza and cake and whatever, especially around like New Year's Eve. I mean, alcohol, that's like the #1 day in alcohol sales. We're gonna be drinking too, probably. You can indulge, that's completely fine. But know when your body is telling you to stop indulging, go to back to your regular meals and do what you have to do. Don't completely binge, but don't completely restrict yourself either. Find a happy medium if you can, and hence why we always have nutritionists available for us. So the last question that you can ask your trainer or your nutritionist is, how can I track my progress? So how will I see these results while I'm bulking? Usually what I do is I take pictures 2 times a month. So that means you're gonna be taking 6 pictures, 2 in December, 2 in January, 2 in February, and you're going to see yourself change throughout those 3 months. Your body's going to slightly, subtly change. Maybe your abs will go away a little bit more. Maybe your muscle tonnage will be down a little bit. It'll look like that, but that's not necessarily true. Also, don't forget to record how much weight you're lifting in your workout plans. A lot of people don't do this and they just kind of say like, oh, this weight feels good, I think I'm just gonna stick to this. 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to see any results because you're sticking with the weight you're comfortable with and you're not going up. So if you wanna go up in strength, you have to go up in weight, or you have to go up in reps as well if you do not have heavier weights available to you. So make sure that you're recording how much weight you are pushing or how many reps you're doing every single time you work out. So my last thing I'm going to say, I don't know if I'll call it a tip or not, or just like a little nugget of information or wisdom, is remember that cutting in the spring, when you get to there, it ultimately won't gain you happiness. Just because you're going to shed some weight, just because you're going to see your muscles toned a little bit more, that doesn't mean that your life is going to automatically be better. That doesn't automatically mean that like birds are chirping and the rainbows are out and the unicorns are prancing around. I don't even know where I got that from. Maybe it's this top. Set little goals for yourself. It can be year round. You don't even need to worry about just when you're in your cutting phase or just when you're in your bulking phase to set these PRs, to try to crush these goals that you have for yourself in your strength training programs, in any other training programs you have, cardio, swimming, whatever you do. Just do your shit, get it done, and enjoy it. And don't worry about 3 months down the road. Worry about the here and now and how you are feeling and how your mind is talking to you when you're doing these exercises or in your day-to-day life. All right, thank you everybody so much for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I think I need to shave my armpits. Don't really look there. Okay, I'm gonna cover them. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you learned a little something. If you are interested in learning your macros or your calorie intakes while you're bulking, while you're cutting, while you're maintaining, whatever it is that you're doing, I'll leave those links for you below. And also remember, please talk to somebody who's professional. These are just suggestions and this is also just what I do. But with any questions, that's why I made this video. Sometimes we have random questions about bulking, so hopefully I helped you out. If there's any other information that maybe you know about bulking, just drop it down in the comments below. If you have any other questions, let me know. I would be happy to answer them or find somebody who can answer them for you. So I will see you guys next week in the next video. Bye.